First hosted by James, then Rick, then James, Rick, James, and it is now transformed into the Rick James Bike Race. In previous years, we reviewed the difficulties of the course ad nauseum. Despite these meticulously crafted course previews, riders still got lost during the race, so the course preview feature has been discontinued based on the assumption that people will get lost no matter what. Also in the past, we reviewed the riders scheduled for each race. But since only 30% of those committed to attend actually show up on race day, we shall also forego highlighting the skills of those supposedly scheduled to compete. Unquestionably, the future of off-road bike racing rests solidly on the ever-expanding shoulders of technology. But no area of technology represents more potential for shattering the established conventions of the sport than the advances being made in the arena of riding equipment, and in particular the ever more sophisticated helmet designs appearing on the horizon. Yes, all experts agree the cutting-edge technology associated with these latest helmet innovations is likely to be the future of off-road biking. It takes but a single glance at today's helmets to see the obvious shortcomings in their construction. Many models suffer from a severe lack of custom fitting, uncomfortably sitting atop the ill-fitted head of the well-intentioned but sometimes oblivious rider. Others suffer from a treacherous dearth of facial protection, leaving the rider's face completely exposed, much like a billboard, to any hazard that may present itself. Still yet, we have the ill-conceived airflow vents that have become ubiquitous among models designed post-2002. While modest ventilation is provided, it is at a potentially devastating cost, with manifold areas of the head highly susceptible to contusions from a well-placed rock or branch. Yes, the time for a revolution in engineering and design is now upon us, and today, many of the cutting-edge prototype models hint at never-before-seen advances in customization, protection, and function. We now preview the top models scheduled for release in early 2010, sure to surpass even the staunchest critique of today's most discerning riders. First we have the Latrino Saturn 2000. Borrowing from the emerging field of cerebral contour engineering and the ancient study of celestial design, the Latrino Saturn 2000 meets the needs of those who desire supreme comfort with a modest ring of solid protection. What's more, the practical remove and flip hand levers allow for an immediate dismount to relieve oneself mid-race, should one suddenly be overcome by nature's call. Going one design stage further, we have the twin-ring Latrino Saturn 2200. Supporting the identical comfort and utility of the 2000 series, the 2200 allows the rider to express a modicum of etiquette and propriety while competing. For the 2200 incorporates a second elimination support ring into the design, which you can now graciously offer to fellow riders as you dismount to address your own bodily needs. If being prepared for the unexpected colorectal surprise while competing is a priority, then the Latrino Saturn 2000 or the twin-ring Latrino Saturn 2200 are the helmets for you. Next, drawing upon the fast-moving improvements being made in the field of incarceration synthesis and design, we have the Hannibal 360. While promoting superior protection from all objects with a cross-sectional diameter of 3.5 inches or more, the real selling point of the Hannibal 360 is the plethora of unobstructed sightlines afforded to the well-protected rider. For those desiring solid security, combined with the utmost in unimpeded vision, the Hannibal 360 should be your next biking gear purchase. Now, moving to our next model, we have the Invisiblock Viking L5T6. Borrowing heavily from the fundamental design package of the Hannibal 360, the Invisiblock model offers less protection from Category 3 blunt head traumas, but proudly boasts a 100% defense rating against all forms of precipitation. But perhaps the most compelling feature of the Invisiblock Viking L5T6's engineering is its ability to provide the rider with astounding peripheral vistas, surpassing even those of the Hannibal 360. Yes, if your concern is staying warm and dry during the race while enjoying the ultimate in unrivaled panoramic landscapes, then the Invisiblock Viking L5T6 is for you. Next, in its final design stages, this soon-to-be-released cutting-edge prototype hails from the Jerusalem Institute of Technology. The DWCNL RYQ. Yes, the double-wall carbon nanotube line raised Yarmulke Cube demonstrates vast improvements from its predecessor, the single-wall Yarmulke Squared model. Yes, using the latest in quantum chemistry and providing a closed-system executive control function bilateral airflow management design, the Yarmulke Cube provides maximum protection to the parietal minor area of the skull, a symbiotically conducive temperature-controlled array of climate-controlled conditions to suit riders who are particularly sensitive to changes in barometric pressure. And perhaps most important, the Yarmulke Cube allows one who thirsts for the adrenaline rush of competition to simultaneously exhibit deference and humility while performing under the almighty gaze of a higher power. These features may be just what you're looking for, but are you worthy of the DWCNL RYQ? Next, while confidence and self-assurance are the foundational traits of most successful off-road riders, this model will leave your competition suspicious and unsure of themselves if they attempt to assess your stock as a competitor. Casting all hubris aside, just imagine lining up at the start of the race, sporting the Embarrassender Humilitex. Throwing all conventions to the wind, this model allows you to use your own lack of confidence as an actual competitive advantage. By forcing the unseemly issue of your personal insecurity to the forefront, you'll leave other riders feeling unbalanced, wary, and ultimately ill-prepared for any other unexpected subtleties you may have prepared for the race. Why, just imagine you, the less gifted rider, capturing the crown with a spirited campaign of psychological gamesmanship, spearheaded by the dawning of the embarrassment And now, scheduled for immediate release, we have the next generation evolution in the Humilitex line. The Dignity 7 Embarrassender Redux. Improving dramatically upon the less than adequate protection of its predecessor, the Dignity 7 Embarrassender Redux sports several major state-of-the-art advancements, leading it to a first-place finish in the 2009 Best in Show Off-Road Biking Technology Awards. With its seamless textile-enforced fiberglass construction, you'll experience the added sturdiness of the stalwart microcell tungsten cobalt fuselage, while also delighting in the increased viewing arenas. Compared to the sightlines of the Embarrassender Humilitex, the Dignity 7 Embarrassender Redux touts a 20% increase in its visibility rating, revealing the course with a clarity and scope unimaginable in the Humilitex line but a few short years ago. Yes, if you're the self-effacing rider who doesn't mind competing in anonymity, then the Embarrassender Humilitex or the Dignity 7 Embarrassender Redux are the biking helmets for you. But if projecting an air of pure resignation to your fellow riders is the thrust of your competitive strategy, then simply nothing undersells your off-road technical skills and your desire to win more than the Gallo-rometer. Sporting its trademarked Easy Slither technology, the Gallo-rometer slips on in seconds, allowing you to stun those at the start of the race by lining up apparently helmetless, but in one swift movement, mounting your vehicle while simultaneously pulling the Gallo-rometer from a hidden pocket and fitting it to your skull. This sudden unexpected maneuver, followed by the Gallo-rometer's dark projection of an inescapable sense of dread, is sure to have the competition wondering if this apparently simple bike race somehow now has them unwitting participants in some devious death row experiment. Yes, by wearing this remarkable innovation, chalk up the undeniable competitive advantage to you. Next, we continue with a prototype 12 years in the making. For the thousands who've been waitlisted for this technological gem, your time has now arrived as we present the Abraham Stovepipe XP16. With its sleek design chambers eerily reminiscent of the adornment favored by one of our greatest presidents, the Abraham Stovepipe XP16 offers solid protection against even the highest branches, known to bedevil the more vertically gifted rider. Coming only in cherry red, this allusion to our first president's greatest ethical conquest is inescapable. Yes, if safety, combined with a show of respect for key historical figures in United States history is important to you, then the Abraham Stovepipe XP16 is the helmet with your name etched on it. Our next helmet has received a 5-star rating from the International Compendium of Exercise Enhancement Strategies. Yes, we proudly unveil the Phase 3 Sofa Trinity X.
I feel so good, I feel so numb, yeah!
Sporting unparalleled comfort, this model sends a stunningly provocative subliminal message to the sedentary would-be rider, implying undeniable luxury and indulgence. The Phase 3 Sofa Trinity X presents a direct challenge to Newtonian physics, suggesting an underlying fallacy in the notion that a body at rest must in fact stay at rest. For competitors laboring to escape from the comforting conventions of their semi-catatonic couching customs, the Phase 3 Sofa Trinity X entices and seduces even the most sedentary individuals into action. Yes, it is a must for your next, and likely your first, off-road ride. Next, we have the only helmet prototype that finished as a contemporary sculpture finalist at the Budapest International Art Show. We unveil a Centaur 7 cranial incubator. Purchase this beauty now, and the Centaur 7 cranial incubator comes with a Z5 professional installation package. When fastened to the skull correctly, this strapless prototype provides a seamless airtight seal ensuring an ultra-snug fit, impervious to even the most jarring bumps and bruises of the race course. And when it's finally time to dislodge the Centaur 7 cranial incubator from your head, just use the handy auto-peel dismount feature concealed beneath the custom contour cranial cream itself. It only takes seconds. Next, we have the ultimate mobile security system for the off-road rider. With ponderous fanfare, the manufacturer of this crown jewel of safety have recently unveiled the bombastic Rex. Sporting a deployable framework comprised of 40 Kelvin test sub-double H angstrom barricade foam, this model is registered with a .97 NASA safety rating. The protection afforded by this Rolls-Royce of the helmeting industry raises security and fortification technology to a veritable art form. But if you're wary of publicly placing self-defense at such a premium in the eyes of your competition, then worry not. Because nothing sets a more aggressive and belligerent tone of antagonism than the bombastic Rex with the Spartacan S2 intimidation grill. Easily attached to the bombastic Rex, the Spartacan S2 intimidation grill instantly allows you to become the antagonist. You'll find yourself resting easy as the heart rates of those around you accelerate in unison. Yes, the bombastic Rex with the Spartacan S2 intimidation grill offers a premium combination of sanctuary from harm and competitive assertiveness. Why, just picture yourself crossing the finish line with this remarkable engineering triumph atop your head, as others watch wordlessly in wonderment at the sight. And finally, we end with the model that may leave more of an enduring mark on our annual Rick James bike race than any other. Because ironically, just days after the race, its decomposing frame leaves scant trace of its very existence. Yes, for those whose quest for an off-road biking championship is outshadowed only by concern for the ecosystem of our fragile planet, we have the biodegradable Diablo. The motto of the Biodegrade Diablo design team is simple. Take care of nature and nature will take care of you. After many failed Phase 4 trials with Vidalia onions, Dole bananas, and cabbage, this model's key breakthrough came during peak melon season in mid-July 2008. Catching the design team by complete surprise, watermelon was found to fit with supreme comfort on the head of the rider, while gently splitting upon impact with the ground, tenderly delivering the rider's head to the soil, seemingly unscathed. Thus, the Biodegrade Diablo was born. So, these are the top models designed to catapult off-road racing to never-before-seen heights. Without question, the edge in this year's annual bike race will go to the rider who can objectively assess his myriad weaknesses and humbly choose the helmet that allows science and technology to compensate for his profusion of shortcomings.